Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh.
I didn't know you remembered the whole thing.
It's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse.
I didn't know you watched it that much to remember it.
Oh my god, I recently rewatched it. Like 2 years ago.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
all of it?
No, but a solid maybe 3 seasons.
Nice.
Which is a lot.
That is a lot.
It's really good.
Yeah, I bet it is.
But it's also very annoying.
Yeah, it's a kid's show.
Yeah, and his voice is just super annoying.
Because it's so nasally?
Yeah, and just like
That's Mr. Krabs.
No, but SpongeBob's laugh.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
bah! Oh, that was actually really good. That was a really good impression.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
People can hire me for SpongeBob impressions.
No. Maybe just the laugh.
Okay.
That's like Montana when he does the Scooby-Doo voice. Yeah, he's pretty good at it, actually.
Scooby-Doo or Shaggy?
Scooby-Doo. Or also Shaggy.
I love that.
Yeah.
We need to watch the Scooby-Doo. Have you already watched them? Whacked them.
No, which ones? Like Zombie Island.
Yeah.
Hex Girl.
Yes, the best Halloween ones.
I haven't watched them yet.
Okay.
I haven't watched any Halloween anything.
Okay. I've watched Halloween Town 1, Halloween Town 2, Return to Halloween Town, and Halloween Town High. And then I watched the Scream Team. And then I watched Mom's on a Date with a Vampire.
Oh,
and then I watched Twitches.
Did you watch all of the Twitches?
No, just the first one. And okay, Mom's on a Date with a Vampire.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's really
It's
bad. Twitches is not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of all of those that I watched,
yeah,
my favorite was Scream Team, which I've never seen before.
Neither have I.
Maybe that's why I liked it so much, because I wasn't...
When was it made? When did it come
Around
out?
the same time.
Oh, really?
Era. Yeah, it's super good. It's about these kids whose grandpa has just passed away, and they go with their dad back to their grandpa's house.
Yeah.
And then his ghost is there.
Oh.
And they're trying to help him with his like unsolved business so that his ghost can move on.
Oh, that's cool.
But then it also like involves these other ghosts and they can see them, and then this like historical figure of the town who's been like wrongly prosecuted.
Oh.
It's so good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's intense for... Mm-hmm. Is it a kid's show or...
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's, I would say, honestly, adults can watch it and enjoy it.
Right.
It's nice.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, I haven't done any Halloween watching, although I have been doing some Halloween reading. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you Halloween reading?
Well, I just finished the September House.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this woman and her husband, and they buy this like beautiful old Victorian house, and then they realize that there's ghosts, and there's like, they're all like previous owners or people who used to live there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like really mean, and there's like these little kids that were murdered by this guy, and they like always point to the basement, and they're like, he's down there.
What?
Yeah. And then
ooh, that's so creepy.
It gets so intense that the husband leaves. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. He essentially goes missing. So then their daughter's like, well, we need to see where he went. Why aren't you worried, Mom? And she's like, whatever. You know, she's like just trying to live in the house because September is the month that everything goes bonkers crazy. And so she's trying to like stop it from happening a bit. And then and then her daughter's like, you're crazy, like you're going crazy. What's wrong with you? The police get involved.
What?
And I was like, twists and turns everywhere. I kept thinking, oh, this is what's going to happen. And then I was like, oh, just kidding. something way worse happened.
Whoa.
Yeah, it
That
was
sounds
actually
so
like really
good.
good. It's really descriptive about the ghosts, because the ghosts aren't ghosts in a sense of they're just apparitions. They like, one of them, her head is split because that's how she was killed. Like she was murdered by an axe.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very gory.
Wow.
But it was really good.
Okay, September House.
Yeah.
That's the book club. Get on it. If you want to be in Sarah's book club.
Exactly.
Just start reading what she's reading.
Yes.
Oh, we didn't introduce the show yet.
Well, that's because you were singing SpongeBob.
That's our new intro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ghoul Society. That's my big sister, Jamie.
And that's my little sister, Sara. We are grateful to be recording on the stolen territories of the Lekwungen, Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wasanich peoples, whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day. The fight against colonial violence and racism is ongoing, and we at Ghoul Society are committed to this fight and working toward reconciliation within ourselves, our families, and our communities. By listening to this podcast, you've officially been inducted into the Ghoul Society. Okay.
We've already been talking. We kind of forgot to do the intro. Oopsies.
Oopsies.
Listen, it's early on a Saturday.
It's like 8:30.
Okay, yeah.
It's early. No, it is. I mean, it is early.
Oh, I'm usually
tired.
awake by now anyway.
Me too, actually.
But it's early to be talking and visiting and telling ghost stories.
Usually
I just sit in silence and read my book and drink my coffee while Montana plays video games.
Sit in silence.
Yeah. All
Honestly,
I hear the clicking of keyboard keys.
Oh my god. Nightmare. That's why I shove Bristol in the other room.
The rat room.
The rat room. Actually, okay, I don't shove him in there. He has full choice and autonomy to be in there.
Yes.
That is where his computer is.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, how was your week?
My
What did you get up to?
Let me think. It was good. School was school. I had one class that was canceled.
Oh.
I had a big test in anthropology, which I used the Cal, like, academics.
Yeah.
What's it called? Succession?
I don't know, but you got more time to do your exam in a more private area.
Yeah, that's right. So that was really nice, except it was super hot in there.
Oh.
And I was like, and it almost was more distracting because it's too, like, quiet. And then as soon as someone does something, it's like,
oh.
Yeah. Whereas when you have,
that.
like, a room full of people, it's more this, like, softer buzz, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think it was helpful to be in there. It was a long test. It was a hard test, and we'll just see how it goes, I guess.
Oh, well, I'm sure you did fine.
Thank you. I heard some people were pretty worried about it, so...
Oh, so you're not the only one then?
No. And then I went to
That's good.
Save On, and I got a prescription filled for antibiotics for my toe. Ding. And... which is...
So they're not surgery...
Well, I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to talk about it.
You should just cut off your toe, man. Just amputate it.
I've said that so many times. It's terrible.
I'm sorry.
And then while I was waiting for my prescription to be filled, I was looking at the Palm Pals, and I had to hold myself back from buying more Palm Pals.
Yeah, I bet you did.
There was a mummy one.
Why didn't you buy it for
It's
yourself?
So cute. Well, I wanted to, and then I said I shouldn't do this.
Okay, well, maybe you'll get a little Thanksgiving present.
That would be amazing. There's also a really cute mouse.
Oh, really?
It's so cute. Oh, and there was... Okay. There was 2 German Shepherds, and I wanted to get each of us one because they look like all the German Shepherds that we've ever had, and it was so cute. I almost also cried.
That's so cute.
I know, it was adorable.
Oh, our little heaven doggies.
Yep. Yeah, that was my week. That's pretty much it. I guess it's Thanksgiving weekend. How was your week?
My week was fine. The days are long, but they often go by fast at work now because 4 days.
Yeah.
But it's good. Like, I don't mind it. I don't really notice a difference. Like, it's only an extra 2 hours.
Yeah.
Compared to what we were doing before. So it's not anything like special, I guess. It's kind of nice because I'm there for like the whole day. So now I get to work a little bit more with some people that I wasn't working with a lot before.
Oh, nice.
Just based on how the schedule is throughout the week.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
That's great.
Yeah, I didn't really do much because I wasn't really feeling well. But that's how it goes, you know. I still went to the gym a couple times.
Nice.
Got a massage yesterday.
Lucky.
That was amazing. And now we're here. And Montana and I are going to have a chicken dinner this weekend.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, we're going to get a rotisserie chicken, I think, tomorrow.
Oh.
So Sunday. And we're just going to have mashed potatoes and carrots and chicken.
Perfect.
And stuffing.
That's great.
But I don't really know how I'm going to make the stuffing because I usually cook it in the turkey.
Maybe you can...
So I was thinking maybe like I could try to slow cook it a bit in the oven or even in the crock pot. Yeah. In the Instant Pot. I could slow cook it with some like chicken broth or chicken stock to make it a little soft because I really like when the stuffing is soft and I don't really like it when it's crunchy. So
I like the mix.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Are you making a turkey for next weekend?
I haven't talked to Montana about it yet.
Okay. There might not even be any turkeys left. Or they'll be on hella sale, which is like awesome.
That's true. They're just so expensive, man.
I know. Well, I would help you pay for it if you want to do one for next weekend. Like us 4 could do that. Yeah. And that would actually be awesome.
That's true. Would we cook it here or would I cook it at my house?
Probably at your house because we only have one
oven.
Yeah, like one rack in the oven.
Right.
Which is super annoying.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, that's great. That sounds really yummy. You're going to have a fun weekend. I'm going to go up to Nanoose this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with my friend. And I think Bristol's going to come. And it's going to be a super fun time. And we're just going to be on a little farm.
Nice.
And yeah, it'll be awesome.
Oh, great. Well, that sounds like a great time. And, you know, long weekends.
Long weekend vibe. Whoops.
Where are your squishies?
Oh, yeah. My squishies. They're silent.
Silent squish.
Silent squish. Is it silent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's nice.
Oh, Zoe has one of these. Hey, Zoe. Also,
Hi, Zoe.
Shout out Zoe for listening to every episode as soon as it airs since we started this podcast.
Zoe, thank you.
Yeah, and shout out anyone else who is doing the same thing. I don't know if anyone else.
No, someone I know from work, every time she comes in, she's like, every Sunday, I'm so ready. I wake up and I just sit and listen to your podcast.
I love that.
And it's so sweet. And she loved it so much. I can't say her name, obviously.
Fair.
But she's so sweet. And I know you're going to be listening to this episode. So thank you for listening. And I love talking to you about it when you come in.
Aww, I love that.
It's great.
That's so sweet. So my friend who's been listening, she has one of these.
Yeah.
And she was playing with it in class and then it broke.
What?
The bottom broke. And then all this sticky goo started coming out.
Oh my gosh.
And they like put it on their finger by accident and then it was like so sticky they couldn't get it off at all.
Oh my gosh, what the hell?
After class, we were like, let's squeeze it all out. And so we squeezed it over top of a garbage can.
Oh my god.
And it's just like this, like, essentially corn syrup, but clear and harder and thicker.
Wow.
Yep. So that was really fun.
Why is it so sticky?
I don't know. I think
it
has to be. It's just one of the properties of that liquid.
Oh, so now you remember to be careful with that then, I guess.
Yeah, I will. I promise.
That really sucks.
Yeah.
Is she gonna get another one?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
All right. What do you got for me?
Oh, Okay, so this week I had a story and then I was like, I don't think this is enough. So yesterday on a whim, I just added another one. So the theme is haunted pubs in London.
Yes.
Or, sorry, I should say haunted pubs in England.
Okay.
Yes, because one of them is in a different city.
Okay.
And that's embarrassing. I'm so sorry. So, this first pub is actually a tavern, and I know that you've heard about it before. It's called the Viaduct Tavern.
Oh, yep.
Do you remember?
No.
Okay, well,
sorry.
Well, the end will jog your memory.
Okay.
So, the Viaduct Tavern was built between 1872 and 1875, and it was named after Holborn Viaduct, which is a thoroughfare that was constructed in the late 1860s to 1870s to gentrify the area that was then considered the, quote, slums, unquote, of London at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Jack the Ripper slums?
Kinda.
Okay.
But we're not in White Court. Opposite of the tavern were the Old Bailey, also known as the Central Criminal Court of London, now stands, used to be home of the Newgate Prison.
Okay.
Do you remember now?
A little bit, but
Okay.
I don't even know what. What am I remembering?
Never
I know
mind.
these words. I know these places.
But you don't know where to place them?
I know where they are, but I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
And I didn't really go into much detail about the Newgate Prison, but we probably could do a whole episode about it because apparently it was crazy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ghost of the prison.
The ghost of the prison is inhabiting me. In the square outside of the prison, and now part of the roadway, used to be where public executions took place from the 18th century to 1869.
Woo! Yay!
They stopped conducting hangings in this public square due to the overwhelming amount of people that would gather to watch criminals hang.
Yeah.
Because it used to be the thing of the time
Yep.
to picnic at hangings.
Yeah. The thing to do.
Yeah.
Everyone has always been obsessed with true crime. This
Yeah.
is nothing new.
Exactly. Additionally, the building beside the tavern used to be called the Giltspur Street Compter, which was a small jail for debtors, people who were in debt. In 1823, the site of the tavern was a painter's shop, but in November of that year, the owner, Joseph Trust, found himself walking across the street to Newgate Prison, as he was found guilty of publishing a, quote, blasphemous libel on the Christian religion and holy scriptures, unquote.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This
Okay.
forced him to give up his shop, obviously. 2 years later, an organization named the London Friendly Institution of Mechanics, Artisans, and Others moved in to the tavern to, quote, promote the welfare, independence, and comfort of the laboring classes, to provide for relief with medical attendance and medicines during sickness, sums of money at death, endowments for children, and annuities for life, unquote.
Okay. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. This organization lasted until 1838 when publishers S. Cornish and Co. began trading in the building. By 1856, though, another printer by the name of William Raitt took over. In 1862, the building changed hands again.
Okay.
So people are just moving in and out of this building.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't stay in the same hands for very long. So in 1862, it changed hands again to someone named J.P. Lloyd, who offered, quote, the best and cheapest homemade or foreign boots and shoes, as well as a variety of goods, end quote.
Holy shit. Like, the titles of these places are so thick.
That wasn't a title.
Oh.
He was just a cobbler,
Okay.
etc.
But, so that's not on the sign? Like, that
No,
whole sentence
that's
isn't,
just-
like, on the sign
No,
of
that's
the
just from,
place.
Holy shit. That's just from, like, a newspaper article.
Okay, I understand.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, girl, relax.
5 years later, the building changed hands again to a, quote, public house broker, end quote. But this didn't last long. And by 1870, T.B. Cameron and Co. occupied what would be the first tavern-like establishment. It was a liquor store.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Liquor.
This was the last business. What? Oh, sorry guys, it's early. This was the last business that stood at 126 Newgate Street until the Viaduct Tavern was built. Because this is when the Holborn Viaduct was made. So all of the buildings were demolished to make the road wider and to make the area more appealing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the long history of the building.
After it went through like 100 different people, they were like, yeah, let's just tear it down.
Yeah, we gotta tear it down to make room.
It's probably already haunted. That's probably why no one stayed there.
I mean, so during the demolition of the roadway and rebuilding the area, workers came across a huge wall thought to be part of a possible Roman village.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And so you know what they did?
What?
They tore it down.
The Roman village?
The wall that was thought to be part of a Roman village.
Okay, because they are not conducting any kind of historical research.
Exactly, because it's the late 1800s. And they tore down the wall to make room for new buildings.
Okay.
So, by 1889, the tavern was considered very profitable and was noted in a court case in the newspapers. The case involved the changing of owners again. A Mr. Lake purchased the tavern from a Mr. Halbert, who
Mr. Lake
Yeah.
purchased it from Mr. Halibut.
Halbert. Jesus Christ.
That's so funny.
I know.
Hello, Mr. Lake. Hello, Mr. Halibut. Please take my... Please. Can I please take your place?
Yes. So, Mr. Halbert said that
Okay.
Jamie's losing her mind. Oh my god.
Mr. Halibut.
It's Halbett.
I know. It just sounds like it.
I know.
Okay, I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay. Mr. Halbert noted I can't even finish. I can't even finish a sentence. Oh my god.
Oh, it's just so
Okay.
funny.
So the guy who was selling it,
Okay, you can say it. I'm ready.
Mr. Halbert said that the quote takings, unquote, the earnings from the pub were around £800 a month.
Whoa, in 1800s money?
Yeah.
Okay,
He was
I
making
recently
bank.
did a conversion that was like £750 in the late 1800s or early 1900s was the same as £80,000 today.
Whoa.
So he's making like
holy shit, a month.
90,000. Yeah,
Oh my god.
in today's money. That's cray.
Damn.
That's amazing.
That actually makes sense because at this time when it became like a full-on pub in the late 1800s, it was actually considered like a gin palace. Because gin was cheaper than beer at the time.
Right.
So because they were considered in a lower class kind of area, most people would just drink gin because it was the cheapest. So it actually makes sense that he was making bank.
Right.
Right.
Because it was cheaper to sell, like, probably get and sell gin.
Yeah. So more people,
More profit.
more profit. But why are they in court? Well, Mr. Lake sought £6,600 in damages because his takings were only £740 a month. So he was upset.
With who?
Mr. Halbert.
Oh, but I thought he bought the building
He
from
did.
him.
And he's like, you lied to me. You said that you said you made £800 a month. And I'm only making 740. So you lied. So he's like, I'm suing you.
What? Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds like an illegal thing to sue someone over.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
just like, sorry, things change, buddy.
At 6,000 pounds in 1889?
Yeah.
That's a lot
Wait,
of money.
I thought you said 8. So he's making 750. The other guy
Mr. Lake is
used to-
suing him
Oh,
for
it's for that
6,600
much.
pounds.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Mr. Halbert denied that he misled Mr. Lake, saying that the takings were lower per month due to Mr. Lake's poor management.
Oh. Got him.
Although Mr. Halbert was found guilty by the jury and
What?
ordered to pay Mr. Lake 2,000 pounds in damages.
Wow, that is so crazy.
know.
Imagine, like, you buy a place from someone and you're like, I'm not making as much money as you used to make. So now I'm going to sue you. You lied to me. You said that you used to make this much money.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
girl,
don't understand.
things change. I don't
Like,
get it.
you're the new owner.
Yeah, it's your
I
responsibility.
don't understand.
But that held up in court. That's wild.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, because of this court case, the tavern had been mentioned in the newspapers quite often and became quite popular until, well, not until, it was still popular, but in 1891, a laundress by the name of Sara Grover threw a brick through one of the tavern's windows. She said she intended to break the window, but no one even asked why she had done it. It just happened.
Okay. Honestly, sometimes you just gotta throw a brick through a window.
Yeah,
I get it.
maybe she just wanted some gin.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Who knows?
It was then in the 1890s when the tavern was fully refurbished. This was a time when pubs were becoming more commonplace in London, and you can actually still see some original aspects of the tavern from this time, including its intricate plaster ceiling, the curved glass windows, and 3 canvas paintings of statues that are along the Holborn Viaduct.
Cool.
I believe it was during this final reopening when the tavern was inducted as a gin palace. So now we get into the hauntings.
Ooh.
Claims of hauntings in the Claims of hauntings in the tavern began to go around in the 1970s when patrons mainly consisted of postmen, crime correspondents, witnesses, spectators, families of the accused, and even the criminals themselves from the Old Bailey across the street.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
They all just vibing together.
Damn. That's
After
awesome.
a court case.
Yes.
Perhaps most of the well-known stories derived from people wanting to speak of things unrelated to their court cases or the history of the area. That's my thought, at least.
Right.
That's why they started talking about ghosts in the 1970s.
Yeah.
One story comes from 1981 when the then landlord's daughter was managing the tavern on a Sunday morning. Jamie's knitting. She had closed the tavern for the afternoon during a time when pubs were required by law to close in the afternoon, and she went upstairs. She was sitting on the couch reading a newspaper when she heard stomping footsteps come up the stairs.
Uh-oh.
Remember, she closed down the pub for the afternoon.
Yeah.
The door of the office flew open,
Oh, God.
and her newspaper was snatched out of her hands.
What?
Thrown to the floor, and then the door slammed shut, and then she heard footsteps go back down the stairs.
I feel like I heard this story somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you have.
Okay.
Obviously confused and probably in shock, she searched the pub but couldn't find anyone or anything, as if somebody was wearing like an invisibility cloak.
Right.
Because the door just flew open and the air snatched her newspaper.
Then what would you do?
Cry and run outside.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I think I'd probably be in shock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be really
I would
scary.
also be in shock.
Another tale comes from the 1990s when one of the ghosts started to become very mischievous. He would drink patrons' drinks when they weren't looking, turn lights on or off throughout the day, and flush the women's toilet at random.
That's so funny.
After some time, landlords and staff grew an attachment to the spirit, naming him Fred.
Aww.
Yeah.
Fred.
Now, anytime someone complains about their drink being drunk or moved, they say, quote, "Sorry, it's Fred. He does this. Please have another on us," end quote.
I love that.
Other patrons, mainly female ones, have complained of the toilet flushing at odd moments, such as when they're using it or leaving or entering the washroom. And it's not like automatic.
Right. Spooky.
Mm-hmm. Fred is also known to make the temperature drop, make noises around the pub, and turn on the hand dryers in the washroom.
He's just having a blast.
He is. He has become such a main member of the tavern family that they have a sign in the bathroom that says, quote, "If the hand dryer suddenly goes off, don't worry. It's just our friendly ghost Fred saying hello," end quote. It's really
beautiful.
funny.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Exactly. In 1997, a London news station decided to take a medium to a haunted location for their Halloween program that year. Having been to the Old Bailey numerous times, the news station chose the Viaduct Tavern for their episode. And when the medium walked into the pub, she went up to the landlord and said, quote, "You have a Scottish gentleman here named Robert who would be much obliged if you would stop calling him Fred," end quote. So his name's Robert, but they still call him Fred.
Oh my god. That's probably why he keeps setting off shit. He's like, guys,
it's Robert. It's
me
not Fred. Exactly.
That's so funny.
The cellar of the tavern is where a lot of activity happens. It's so dark, people tend to say your eyes play tricks on you as you look into the darkness. The landlord of the pub in 1985 had a German shepherd who would often sit across from the cellar doors with his hackles raised, growling into the doorway.
Oh god, that's so... That just gave me goosebumps.
I know, me too.
Oh.
Furthermore, in 1996, a manager was cleaning the cellar on a Saturday morning when the door slammed shut and the lights turned off.
No.
He was able to feel his way towards the door, but as much as he tried, he couldn't open it. As if it was locked.
Nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm. He was yelling out and his wife was able to hear him from somewhere else in the pub, and she easily opened the cellar door.
What?
Because it was unlocked. So something was trying to keep him inside the cellar.
Oh, that's so creepy.
I know.
That's so creepy.
Our final story comes from 1999 when two workers were working upstairs. They had a rolled up carpet and were doing something with the floorboards, or they were electricians. I don't remember. When one of the workers felt a tap on his shoulder, instinctively he turned around, but the only other person in the room was his coworker who was working on the opposite side of the room.
I hate when that happens.
So he went back to work and after a few minutes felt another tap on his shoulder. Getting pissed off, he asked his coworker if he was playing a prank on him, but the other man had no idea what he was talking about. Turning back to work on the floor, they both saw the rolled up carpet lift into the air.
What?
And drop back down to the floor.
Fuck? Okay.
After this, they ran out of the room and only returned when the manager said that Fred was a harmless ghost. So they blamed it on Fred.
That's, again, Fred. Robert.
Yeah, Fred Robert. And now for the last bit. And this is why you've heard some of these tales before, because Shane and Ryan,
I was gonna say,
did go to the Viaduct Tavern
right.
in 2017.
Okay.
When they were still working for BuzzFeed.
At the very beginning, I was gonna say Shane and Ryan, and then I was thinking about it again. But it's old. That's pretty old.
Yeah, it's 6 years ago.
7, actually.
7. Okay, math. And so in the video. And although I didn't even see this in my research, but they point out a hole in one of the paintings in the tavern.
Oh, yeah, the gunshot.
Yeah, an off-duty World War I soldier shot his gun in the pub.
Okay.
Because he shot it into the bar. I think he was mad because he was like having to wait for his drinks. And it ricocheted from the ceiling into the painting.
You know, when you just get so mad waiting for your drinks that you shoot your gun.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Additionally, remember when we were talking about the hangings in the square in front of the Newgate prison?
Yeah.
People used to arrive the night before these hangings to another nearby pub, which had viewing rooms and often offered hanging breakfasts.
Like to this day? Or when they had hangings?
When they had hangings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So, and in the video, Ryan says that the tavern was used for that, but I couldn't align it in my research.
Okay.
The timing was just off. Like, during the time of those hangings, the tavern, I don't even think was a pub at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But these hanging breakfasts were very popular in the late 1800s all around London.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so just wild, yeah.
I know. In addition to the story of the cellar with the landlord being locked in, one of the rooms in the cellar has flooded frequently before they realized that there was an underground stream that the tavern was built on. And many paranormal experts believe that water can conduct strong energy that catalyzes paranormal activity.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
it makes sense that the cellar is really scary.
Yeah.
When in this room, Ryan believes he hears, quote, Compter, end quote, come through the spirit box. Could it be the Giltspur Street Compter that used to hold debtors? Because it was a small jail beside the tavern.
Oh, right.
And there's little like storage areas in the cellar. And there's a rumor that there are actually cells that used to be part of the Giltspur Street Compter. Although there's not any like written record for this. It's more of just a rumor.
Right.
And to me, it really just looks like a storage space, but Ryan was still able to get some EVPs on the spirit box when he was in that room. Obviously, Shane didn't get anything because he's too closed off.
Yeah, of course.
But in this area on the spirit box, there's a possible voice replying Shane's name to him, although he doesn't hear it.
Right.
He's just like, nonsense.
In this newest season, I think Shane's actually getting a little spooked.
Really?
Yeah. Their ghost hunting is like showing some real ghost stuff for
Oh,
once.
hell yeah.
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever. Amazing.
In 8 years.
Yeah, that's okay. Ryan catches, quote, let's go, and quote, downstairs. And when asked why they were down there, when Ryan is like, why are you down here? The spirit box replies, quote, yes, he's dead, end quote.
What?
So it might have been Fred, though. Just playing with him.
Yeah, just playing around.
Obviously, Shane left unconvinced yet again.
Classic.
And Ryan, being more open, left with more experiences than when he arrived. The Viaduct Tavern continues to stand where it was erected across from the Newgate prison and is still a popular pub today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
The Viaduct Tavern.
The Viaduct Tavern
That's so
in
great.
London. And I have a second one.
Okay.
This one is called Ye Old Salutation Inn, but is known by locals as the Sal.
Oh, that's so good. The Sale.
The Sale. It's known as one of the oldest pub in Nottingham, England. The Sal dates back to 1240
Whoa.
and sits on top of a 9th century cave system that runs throughout the city center of Nottingham. Like a huge underground cave system.
Holy shit. I bet Robin Hood used that.
Probably.
Because they were in Nottingham.
Exactly. The caves under the Sal are noticeably large in comparison to other areas under the city and are said to have been used to keep food cool for farmers before refrigeration.
Fair.
When it was first constructed, it was an alehouse known as, quote, the Archangel Gabriel Salutes the Virgin Mary, unquote. Now that is the actual name that it used to be.
Wow.
Known as a Hail Mary greeting given by Gabriel to Mary, and was commonly used by religious guest houses.
Okay. So it was an ale house, but it was a religious ale house.
So it was also kind of like a hostel too.
Cool.
In the top. Eventually. In 1336, the name was changed to, quote, Ye House by Ye Sign of Salutation, end quote, as King Edward III's advisors lived in the upper part of the building when the king was residing in Nottingham Castle.
Wow. Do you think in like 1,000 years from now, people are going to look back at the names that we had on buildings and laugh?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Probably. Like, what do you have one in mind?
The thing that came to my mind was that clothing store, Man, Woman, Home. You know the one?
No.
Man plus woman plus
home.
home.
Yeah.
It's
like,
dumb.
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Stupid.
Or Cactus Club.
Yeah. For a restaurant, that's insane.
That's all I could think of.
Okay. And
Subway? I mean, that one makes more sense.
Subway. Sub. What about Quiznos, though?
Yeah.
Also
no.
subs.
Yeah.
What's
Does
up
not make
with
sense.
Quiznos?
What's up with Quiznos?
Panago? What does that even mean?
These must be Italian words.
I want to know what Panago means.
Okay.
Can you look it up?
Yeah.
Sorry if we're offending anyone with not knowing what these things mean. I'm just so curious. Is it just a made-up name?
Well, Panagos is Greek, and it's a short form of the personal name Panagiotis, which means all holy. So maybe Panago comes from Panagos.
Okay.
But this...
So holy pizza.
I think so.
Oh.
I could use some pizza right now. What was the other one? Quiznos. What does Quiznos mean?
What does Quiznos mean?
Why is it called Quiznos?
Why? Just 'cause?
Former Quiznos owner Rick Shadden claims Lambatos had read about memorable names in the Wall Street Journal. Supposedly, he heard that names with the letters Q and Z were more memorable because these were uncommon letters. That's it. Quiznos.
What the fuck? That's so lame.
Do you love how I was like, it's Italian?
And it's just like uncommon letters.
I'm gonna be cancelled. I'm sorry to all my Italians out there.
Sorry. We don't know anything. Obviously. Okay, back to the Sal. In 1336. Oh, yes. I already said that. Fuck me. Around 1360, it's said that the pub became a tanner's workshop.
That's fun.
Like a tanner
Yes.
for...
Hides.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Until 1414, when records show that it became a kind of hostel for travelers.
Okay.
By 1440, a man by the name of John Alister bought the Sal and used the underground cave systems for servants' accommodation, a brewing space for the ale, and a hiding place for Jewish people who faced persecution.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because did you
great.
know that during medieval times, Jewish people weren't allowed to own land? And they faced segregation in their living situations, and that they weren't allowed to live alongside Christians and had to wear badges in order to be identified apart
Holy
from
fuck.
Christians. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Jewish people have really been through it.
Yeah, I didn't know any of this.
I didn't know it dated back that far.
Jewish people were banned from many places in Europe, such as England in 1290, France in 1306, Switzerland in 1348, and Germany in 1394.
Holy shit.
And wasn't until the 1650s that Jewish people were invited back to England via Oliver Cromwell, who was one of the parliamentarians that signed King Charles I's death warrant at Ye Olde Salutation Inn.
What the fuck? Okay.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
a lot of things happening in that
I know.
whole sentence.
I know.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
like hundreds of years that England is like,
Fuck you.
yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
No, me neither.
I only knew about the 1930s, 40s,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Holocaust stuff. I didn't know about the 13 and 1400s.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
it's just
fucked up.
awful.
Mm-hmm.
So it was after that it was after this when the Jewish people were invited back in 1660 when the inn was given its current name.
Sal?
Ye Olde Salutation Inn. Also the Sal.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, though, okay,
yeah.
wait. So the underground tunnels, that's where they made the servants live, too?
Yeah, one of the
That's
landlords.
so scary.
Yeah.
Like, no thanks.
Well, it's cold down there, too.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah. By the late 17th century, the inn became somewhat of a meeting place for highwaymen.
I'm a highwayman.
And this is when its sinister reputation began as a haunted place.
Oh. So it was fine.
So it was
before
fine.
that, apparently.
And, between 1240 and the early to mid 1800s,
Right.
there was still a lot going on,
Mm-hmm.
but no one died there yet, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
In 1820, the landlord, John Green, accidentally poisoned his whole family with arsenic.
What? No. Accidentally?
Yeah. Apparently, he had put some arsenic into oatmeal to kill the rats, but I guess his family ate it. Like, it got into the domestic oatmeal that they eat.
God, guys.
And so he poisoned his whole family.
Keep your oatmeal separate.
Yeah. And it's said that he, like, went and bought the biggest, like, vial of arsenic that someone could buy because he was so pissed off with the rats.
I don't know if I believe him.
Well, his family, luckily his family survived, but he died.
Oh, wait. I thought you said they all died from the arsenic poisoning.
No. I said he poisoned his whole family.
Oh, I just assumed.
I know. I assumed that too. But John is the only one that died.
From the arsenic poisoning?
Yeah, his family made a recovery.
Oh, that's actually kind of sad.
Yeah, so
like he poisoned himself too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Probably most definitely accidental.
John is said to be one of the many ghosts who continues to live inside the inn. Green is one of 3 Johns who are said to haunt the inn. All of them former landlords. One...
The Triple John Landlord Special.
So the first one accidentally poisoned and killed himself. Another John hung himself upstairs, unfortunately.
Oh, that's really sad.
And the third John fell down the cellar stairs and broke his neck.
That's also really sad.
I know.
Those are all actually very sad.
The Landlord of Johns have a bad reputation in this place.
It's true.
If you're named John, you should never think about owning the cell.
Good point.
This
the
John...
Landlord of Johns.
This John, the one who fell, is said to be focused on the cleanliness of the cellar as a ghost.
Yeah.
Landlord Jason Weston has said, quote, "If it's not absolutely spotless, he slams the doors and throws things," end quote. Jason's first encounter with this John occurred when the cellar was messy and needed a deep clean. After quite a few hours, Jason went back upstairs for something, and when he went back down, there was half a pint of beer in the middle of the floor.
What?
Waiting for him.
Really?
And he claims there's no one else with him that day.
Interesting.
So John left him a pint of beer for cleaning up the cellar.
That's so sweet.
I know. He even said in an interview with the Nottingham Post that he has forgotten to close the cellar door when heading back upstairs, sometimes into the pub, and has shouted, quote, "Close the door for me, John," end quote, and it slammed closed. So John's just helping him out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I know. Another story is that of a 5-year-old girl named Rosie who was struck by a carriage in the courtyard of the inn. She was taken down into the caves to be tended to and to keep cool, but she passed away before the doctor arrived, unfortunately.
Oh, that's so sad.
Afterwards, customers began to complain about scratches from an unknown source.
Oh my God.
The scratches were small enough that they matched those of what scratches from a child would be like.
Wow.
So Rosie was upset.
Wow.
This continued for a few weeks until the inn's landlord at the time placed a doll in the caves for Rosie.
Aww.
It's now commonplace for customers to bring dolls to the pub and leave them for Rosie. According to landlord Jason Weston, a previous landlord who didn't believe in ghosts, took Rosie's dolls out of the caves.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, this upset her because all of the beer, quote, went off overnight, end quote. Oh. And since then, no one has tried to remove the dolls.
Whoa. Yep, smart.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remove Rosie's dolls. Come on.
No, and people keep bringing them for her as well.
That's really sweet.
2 other spirits that are commonly talked about are that of a pirate who drowned in a well while using the caves as a hiding place.
I'm so sorry. It's not funny. It's just that it's so ironic. Are you kidding me?
Maybe
what?
It's Robin Hood.
What? Robin Hood wasn't a pirate.
I know.
Okay. So this an ocean pirate?
Dude, I don't know. That's just what people say.
I guess there's different types of pirates, maybe.
Yeah, land pirates.
I imagined an ocean, like
Jack
a sailor. Yes.
No,
I literally
think
pictured Jack Sparrow drowning in a well.
No, I think it's just like a robber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Sorry for laughing. It's not funny.
And,
now that I know the whole story.
Yeah. Another spirit that's commonly seen is a highwayman who has been seen
highwayman
drinking in the pub. Like,
is that
he's
it?
just drinking, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's
Doesn't
it
do
on those
anything
two.
else. Amazing.
Having been in business for over 500 billion years, apparently. The Sal continues to be a staple in Nottingham and is featured on ghost tours hosted by the original Nottingham Ghost Walk.
So fun. I
And-
want to do a London ghost walk.
I know, me too. It looks so fun. It's only £9.
Okay, but we got to get there first.
Yeah. And those are my haunted pubs in England stories.
Yay.
Yeah. What did you think? I thought I'd go a little more lighthearted this week because my last episode was very sad.
I thought it was great. Yeah, I love spooky old English ghost stories,
Yeah,
ghosts
right?
in pubs,
I know.
cave systems. Like, you're hitting all the right marks.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I think we should see if there's any haunted pubs here.
Oh, there are. Like old Garrick's
Oh.
Head.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk about those and do a
Yeah,
Victoria's haunted pubs.
Well, maybe that's part of our live episode.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Which I guess
Maybe.
when will this episode might come
I
out?
think this will come out in November.
Oops. So you tell us, did we do it? Listeners, did we do those
yeah.
episodes that we're talking about? Like, did we do Garrick's Head Pub live story?
I hope so. Also, I hope Halloween was good.
Yeah.
It's so weird when you record it in advance, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've way missed Thanksgiving to say happy Thanksgiving.
Oh,
even
yeah.
though for us, it's this weekend. And for
Yeah.
you guys, it's like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, true. I know. Time gets weird with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
and
we try to pack them in so that we have them ready for you.
Exactly, because we want you guys to enjoy the fall and winter because we know you'll be stuck inside most of the time.
Mm-hmm. You'll be doing work and listening to our show.
Exactly.
You'll be doing schoolwork and listening to our show, perhaps.
Maybe you'll have a snow day and listen to our show.
Yeah.
In the next couple months.
Maybe you'll cozy up by the fire, work on some knitting, listen to our show.
Exactly. Yesterday, I listened to an unreleased episode while I was cleaning the bathroom. So
I listened to an unreleased episode yesterday as well.
I know we listened to the same one.
Oh, you did?
I
Wow.
listened to it after I edited it, which
Smart.
took like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know. Time flew by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Editing is no joke.
Yeah, because I got home at like 12-ish. Yeah, I think I got home around 12-ish from my appointment. And I did a bit of cleaning, went and saw Montana because he was on his lunch break. So I went and said hi.
Oh, cute.
And then I went home and edited probably for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's just intense sometimes. And then I was...
Yeah.
And then there's just some parts where we're really funny and I have to listen to it again.
I know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I feel some people never listen to their or watch their things back, but then some people do, and I don't think it means anything.
I think people just get tired of having to listen to their own
Voice.
and see themselves again.
Yeah,
Because
like,
once you edit it, you're like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. You know
No.
what I mean?
exactly. I'll never edit an episode on the same day that we recorded.
Oh, I do that.
Wow.
I'll probably edit your previous episode, or maybe I
Yeah.
should edit today.
Well, I guess what I mean is I won't edit the same one that we recorded.
Oh, I do that.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, removal need to be removed from it for a bit.
Yeah.
But that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Sarah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yep. Thank you
hope-
guys, gals, non-binary pals.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you would like to share your own ghost story, you can email us at ghoulsocietypod@gmail.com. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, you can do so at Ghoul Society Pod. You can find all of our resources and trigger warnings in each episode's description.
And make sure to check out Halloween Market YYJ.
Yes.
For October 26th and 27th, it'll be at the Da Vinci Center in Vic West.
Yeah. And we will see you there.
Bye.
Okay.